Did you know that the book of Genesis is not only the first book of the Bible, but also contains hidden meanings and truths waiting to be uncovered? Welcome to our Bible study session where we will be delving deep into the book of Genesis, exploring its profound insights and lessons. In this video, we will delve into the rich history, symbolism, and theological significance of this ancient text. We will explore its structure, key themes, and the impact it has had on the world's religious and cultural landscape. The book of Genesis is the first book of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament. It is divided into two main parts, the primeval history, chapters 1 to 11, and the patriarchal history, chapters 12 to 50. The primeval history covers the creation of the world, the fall of humanity, and the flood, while the patriarchal history focuses on the lives of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their descendants. The book of Genesis, the first book of the Hebrew Bible and the Christian Old Testament, is a rich and complex narrative that explores the origins of the universe, the creation of life, and the early history of humanity. This article delves into the story of Genesis, examining its key themes, characters, and messages, while also considering its historical and cultural context. The creation of the universe. The book of Genesis begins with the story of creation, in which God brings the universe into existence over the course of 6 days. On the first day, God creates light and separates it from darkness, establishing the concept of day and night. On the second day, God creates the sky, separating the waters above from the waters below. On the third day, God creates dry land, seas, and vegetation. On the fourth day, God creates the sun, moon, and stars to govern the day and night and to serve as signs for seasons, days, and years. On the fifth day, God creates the creatures of the sea and the birds of the air. Finally, on the sixth day, God creates the animals of the land and, most importantly, humankind, in God's own image. The fall of humanity. The story of the Garden of Eden, found in Genesis 2 to 3, is a pivotal moment in the narrative, as it explores the fall of humanity from a state of innocence and grace. In this story, God places Adam and Eve, the first humans, in the Garden of Eden, a paradise filled with lush vegetation and abundant resources. God instructs them not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, warning them that doing so would result in death. However, tempted by a serpent, Eve eats from the tree and shares the fruit with Adam. As a result, they become aware of their nakedness and are expelled from the garden, beginning their journey through life in a world marked by sin and suffering. The flood and the covenant with Noah. The story of Noah and the flood, found in Genesis 6 to 9, is another significant event in the narrative. In this story, God sees the wickedness of humanity and decides to destroy the world with a great flood. However, God chooses Noah, a righteous man, and instructs him to build an ark to save his family and a pair of every living creature. After the flood, God establishes a covenant with Noah, promising never again to destroy the world by flood and sealing the covenant with the sign of the rainbow. The Tower of Babel and the dispersion of humanity. The story of the Tower of Babel, found in Genesis 11, explores the theme of human pride and the consequences of defying God's will. In this story, humanity comes together to build a great tower that reaches to the heavens, in an attempt to make a name for themselves and to prevent their dispersion across the earth. However, God sees their pride and confuses their languages, causing them to scatter and settle in different parts of the world. The patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The final section of Genesis, chapters 12 to 50, focuses on the lives of the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their descendants. These stories explore themes of faith, family, and the promise of God to make Abraham's descendants into a great nation. The narrative follows the trials and tribulations of these patriarchs, including their struggles with infertility, sibling rivalry, and the challenges of living in a foreign land. The book of Genesis is a rich and complex narrative that explores the origins of the universe, the creation of life, and the early history of humanity. Through its stories of creation, the fall of humanity, the flood, the Tower of Babel, and the lives of the patriarchs, Genesis offers a powerful and enduring exploration of the human condition, the nature of God, and the relationship between the two. As a foundational text for both Judaism and Christianity, the book of Genesis continues to inspire and challenge readers, offering timeless insights into the nature of existence and the human experience.